Yeah, it's been really challenging and an interesting experience. Yeah. It's not like normally you go to a festival for 24 hours. So here I've really been in the beginning. It was very empty, and no one had arrived, and all the way to this like huge sort of climax and amazing day today, and the interactions with Seku in the kora and the group of musicians that we played with on Sunday. I've learned a lot. It's actually been a really, I had to almost be like a director or something. I started playing the violin when I was 7 or so, and I think what changed me away from the violin was I went to live in a place called the Kora, which is in the center of South Africa. My mother was an English teacher and was the only place in the mid-1980s where you could get a job. So we went to this place with just cheap farming and really nothing, and space as far as the eye can see. So I learned a lot about space, and I also learned that I stopped playing the violin for a time, which sort of made it less of a strong thing. I went back to it, but eventually discovered the guitar. Yeah. I traveled a lot to different countries to learn. Like I went to India. I spent a lot of time in India studying Carnatic music in the south. Yeah, Chennai, and theory more, because I didn't have 4 or 5 lifetimes. And also studied with a lot of guitarists like Odeya Sergio Assad from Brazil and Paul Galbraith from Scotland. I went to Brazil actually to study with him. No, Gismonti not. Actually, we have a festival. I've played with him once, and we have a festival together in August. So we will spend some time. But yeah, no, with Gismonti it's more as a composer relationship. I think I was in Germany playing some concerts, and I really thought, what am I doing? Like, why am I coming to Germany to play classical guitar to Germans? So I went home and I gave away all my music scores to people like old students.
Really?
And I stopped playing anything of classical guitar for 10 years. I wrote my own music based on the Western Cape traditions of fast trap, guma, these music. And I worked with a musician called Alex van Heerden. And slowly also was listening to a lot to kora, to Toumani Diabate. Slowly I started to return to my classical roots as an interpreter, because that's all you can say is classical music is interpreting. I returned to that by playing other people's music, by transcribing Toumani's music, and that in that way returned back to classical music. And now I've just finished making a Bach album, informed by what I've learned from the years of playing West African kora music. So yeah, it's full circle. You never escape. No, but like to learn an instrument, to find the right instrument takes a long time. The actual physical, if you decide to play the guitar, I went through a long journey of 20, 15 years to find the guitar that I play now. It was a whole thing. I know what it's like. I wouldn't, so that's why when I went to India, I didn't learn Indian music on an Indian instrument, and the same with kora. Like I knew I already had my thing, and I just wanted to find new things for my instrument to do, because I felt that I could play it, but I didn't have the music for it. Yeah, that came naturally because I was listening so much to the music without thinking about playing it. So after 10 years of listening to Kaira, Toumani's album from '87, it's in your ears, and that's actually it. So afterwards I go like, oh yeah, that's technique now that you do in that, but it wasn't something conscious. It was just, it happened. Yeah. The difference between classical music, which is read from A to Z, and Toumani's music is, Toumani's like a modular improvisation. You have the building blocks and you can put them together in different ways, and you can vary them in different ways. So there's kind of a multi-layered approach to improvisation and interpretation all mixed together. So that, and then I also have often worked in sort of more long-scale improvised, but not in the sense of like Keith Jarrett improvising, but like what we did. Yeah, and that's a lot what I was doing before I started really working with Toumani's music and Gismonti's music. Oh, I love Paolo. I was so pleased to have him back again, because we spent 2 weeks together. We met this year in February in England, and we spent 2 weeks in the middle of winter playing concert every night, and we didn't play together until the last night. We decided, hey, should we play together? You know, so we did one half each, you know. And then, so this time was the first time really that we decided that we'd been asked to play together. And so it was an absolute pleasure. You know, I never would think that some guy playing prepared guitar from Sardinia would be my brother in music that I would want to play with. But Paolo is totally that. I even wear stripy socks just because for him.